Porky's Corner is proud to be sponsored by Spartan Site Solutions. They are specialists in civil engineering and demolition contracts for the construction industry. Interested parties should visit their website or contact Porky's Corner for a referral at porkycorner@mail.com.
Hello all you hardcores out there, how are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner. The biggest gob in sport. We say the things in here that nobody dares say. Right, let's get stuck raiding. Now I've just had me a slice of granary and a third of a tin of tomatoes with no butter. I'm trying this 7-day thing, no butter, no dairy, green tea and all that, no dairy, no cheese, no. I'm just trying it just to see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that can happen is you faint. Hey, all right. So thanks for liking and subscribing and sharing the videos. More people are sharing them than ever. That's fantastic. I've just had a text off Nicky Smedley. He's going to be coming on tomorrow. He's going to be coming here. God, we have to nail everything down if we're bringing Nicky down here, aren't we? No, you can't have a go in my car, Nicky. You can't drive. You're all about road. Right. And don't, Nicky, when you come here, don't be fetching that monkey that you've got, because I don't like to be around. Don't like that any monkeys or don't like that, mate. Because I've seen on YouTube they can rip your face straight off. So I don't want dogs. Yeah, I'm not bothered what dogs. I like dogs. XL bullies, a lot. You can bring them all around me. One of my closest friends, Frank at Berry, he's got an XL bully. I like dogs, any dogs. You know what I mean? If dogs are going to bite you, it's the owner's fault. So what's being bit by a dog? It's not in the world, is it? You just get a tetanus, don't you? Dogs are man's best friend. But monkeys, Nicky, don't fetch any monkeys down here, please, mate. I won't be able to film you here with a monkey, mate. I don't even know if we'd be covered in here. If it covered in here, what if it started ripping everything apart? We don't want one of them any which way but loose jobs, do we? Where it's shitting in everybody's car. Clyde, and all, Clyde, is it right turn, Clyde? We don't want none of that, Nicky. Even though they're little small monkeys. I don't want to buy one either, Nicky. Don't be bringing any down here, please. That coat. Right. So that'll be interesting. We've also got Adam Carlin from Ireland. He lives in San Francisco now. I think he's got a business out there, something to do with dogs or kennels or something. He'll explain more when he comes on. So we're going to be having Adam Carlin on at some point next week as well. But I think Nicky's on tomorrow. But hope can change with Nicky, can't it? So as I've found out in past when we've set meetings up, Nicky likes to turn up an hour late. Oh, right. Kell Brook, Nicky's pal. We've grown up with. What do I think about the interview I seen with Kell Brook and a few little bits and bobs I've heard off people? Kell's 38 in a few weeks, Kell Brook. Right? Why would he be in negotiations to fight Chris Eubank on Sky Sports? And apparently it's quite close as well. Ben Shalom, right? And the powers that be, all them that are talking to these fighters and that. Do you know what bothers me more than anything, right? Do you know fighters? They're the last to know that they haven't got it. Do you know who's the first to know? The trainer. So Flex. Big Flex. The food banks are that way, Flex. No, I think you're a few million away from food banks, aren't you, Flex? Why would you want to put Kell Brook in ring again? Why? He hasn't fought for 2 years. Why would you want to do that? Ring, ring, ring. That last bit of blood, sweat, and tears out of him. They're talking Eubank, are they, Kell Brook? It's craziness, isn't it? Why would Kell Brook want to fight Eubank Jr.? Didn't you learn anything? Anything at all from fighting Golovkin? Didn't you learn anything? Kell. I like Kell Brook. Kell Brook should have been our Terry Norris, shouldn't he, really? Should have really gotten up to 154 and dominated. Boiling that kid down to 147. You can boil him down to anything. If I can get down to 125 from 401, Kel can get down to 147 from walking about at 190, can't he? Because it's his job. You go in gym every day and you've got nutrition advice. It's not hard to diet, it's all in here. Hardest part about dieting is when you sat on couch between 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock. That's when people put the weight on. 87% of people pile weight on between them 3 hours. Them 3 hours. He got his eye socket smashed in against Golovkin, fighting at 160. Right? Eye socket smashed in. And there were a bit of damage to the other one. And Errol Spence finished other one off after that one were repaired. So if you've got fragile bone density, it's not got Joe Joyce bone density, he has a 6 times stronger than average man. Go on, Sam Jones, with that knackers that you were going on about. Send me printouts from bone density tests, Sam. All the shit. Sam Jones. Didn't Kel learn anything from that? No. Flex, why would you even be talking about putting him in with a super middleweight, somebody that's fought and won an IBO world title at super middle, who can do 160 and then rehydrate easy? Why would you be putting a 147 guy in with him? Yeah, he's got better skills than that, but 2-year inactive, Kell Brook. On the slide, he's the last to know. The first to know is the trainer. So why would the trainer be telling him this? Why would strength and condition men, nutrition men and trainers be saying Kell's a beast? Kell's got another fight in him. Just one more fight in it. Just one more. Just one more. Oh, just one more. I've still got it. I felt good today in gym. Look. Who's looking out for Kell Brook? I like Kell Brook. I'm a Kell Brook fan. Who is looking out for this kid? Who? Who's looking out for him? Are you, Flex? You're not in ring. Tell us about when you fought. You jumped on floor after 11 seconds. Dad, get me the F out of here, you said. Not nice getting punched in the head, is it, Dominic? It's not like lifting a big dumbbell, is it? You dumbbell. No. Kell Brook against Eubank. Skill-wise, if it had been years ago, Kell would have put him in his top pocket at 160 pounds, even though he's a 147. But Eubank's not Amir Khan. It's not Amir Khan, Eubank. Different kettle of fish, coming off a good win against Beefy. Leave it alone, Kell. Enjoy your millions and go find something else. There's something for you. Go get a car pitch. We'll get 10 cars from Mannheim Auctions at Rothwell. Go put them on a pitch. Go get a porter cabin. 10 cars, 30 grand on pitch. Every time you sell one, peel your profit off and go replace it. It's not rocket science, is it? Or you'll be freezing in winter in a porter cabin, Kell. Go to summer. Go do some charity runs or just train every day. You don't need to fight and put your sending your arms away when you've got millions in bank to line other people's pockets. You're a long time smashed up when you're retired and you're talking like Scooby-Doo. That's how I look at it. Kell Brook's one of the lucky ones to get out with his brains intact, millions in bank, set up for life, pushing 38-year-old in a few weeks and still can't leave it alone. Leave it alone, Kell. These people have not got your best interests at heart. You'll have a sunken face and that. Have you ever seen what happens to an eye socket when it's sunken? Your eyes end up down here. Well, not down here, but they drop. You're going to have eyeballs down here when you're 50. Come on. This is what it is, isn't it? So, I don't know. I wonder where my begging bucket had gone. Hey? Kell's had it and he's passed it on to Sean O'Hagan, hasn't he? And Steffi Bull. Steffi Bull. The man that takes 15-year-old little girls to Mexico to fight grown-ass hairy women. One of your own, aren't you, Steffi? One of your own. If I wanted my daughter to box, I'd let her go with Steffi Bull. Go and take her to Mexico, Steffi. Yeah. You know, don't you, Bullcroft? But they've got Maxi Hughes. After all that rimming and begging with begging bucket, they've got Maxi Hughes. A date through Lou DeBella. Well done. Maxi from Rosso. I hope he smashes that guy to bits. From Rosington in Doncaster, Maxi. But he's fighting Big Willie Cepeda, 29-0. 25 by way of. They don't care for Maxi, do they? Are they bothered about Maxi Hughes? They just want to get as many paydays in as they can, don't they, really? Bit like this Warrington fight, isn't it, with Lee Wood? And this brings me to this. This is a good talking point, this, right? See, what happens is, you know, boxing promoters like Eddie Hills, what they do, when they feel they've got you in position, when they know that you're begging, because they get to the fact finding all the time when they're talking to you, when they're speaking to you, the fact finding. What you have to do, you have to blank them. You blank them, they'll come to you. But too many fighters are begging, aren't they, all the time? And then when they're doing interviews, like Josh Warrington's been doing them lately, you've never really seen him do interviews, do you, hardly? And the big dad, the stepdad from hell, walking around with his arse hanging out, his trousers. Builder's arse job. Can't even get through ropes. 40-part drive a day. Look, all they want to do is get Josh out again, but Josh has always got the upper hand because he's got an army following him. So why do they have to go with begging bucket out? I don't know, just to sit back and relax. Lee Wood's going nowhere, is he? He's going nowhere. But because they've had begging bowl out, they're going to give him a date, but they're not going to get what they want out of the job, are they? Oh, because they've left them hanging until they're begging on social media and interviews, begging. Why not just sit back and let them come to you? You sell the tickets. Without Josh Warrington, there ain't no City Ground fight. Lee Wood can't sell City Ground out against any other fighter in the world. He couldn't even do it against Mayweather. Won't be able to do it. They won't be able to do it against any other Brit. Lee Wood don't do tickets. They need Josh Warrington, but they've made fools of the South Warrington team, haven't they? With begging bowl. Bucket. Sit back and chill. You get the fight, but it's just one more payday, innit? Just go one more time. It's like with Maxi, innit? They're not bothered for Maxi, they're bothered for that. Bring Maxi in with a guy, 29-0. And how many of Josh Warrington's lot that are involved with Maxi Hughes are going to put fat bets? Come on, Steffi. Let's see all your betting slips on social media. Let's see a big, massive bet for Maxi. No. It'd be like putting money on Tetty, won't it, against Jason Cunningham, betting against your own guy. They'll be betting against Maxi Hughes, that lot. I know it. I know it, don't I, ginger armpits? Come see me. Come see me. Yeah, exactly. No knackers. It's like the rest of you lot. Spoke about that, haven't we? Flexi. Wanted to put Kell Brook in with Eubank Jr. For one more payday. When does it end? When does it end? When there's a body on slab? Hey? When does it end? Unbelievable, isn't it? Absolutely unbelievable. What do I think to Fury? Usyk, we've covered it. I think Usyk mesmerises him. It's food and drink to Usyk, that Fury. Mesmerises him. Fury's going to have to be rough, tough, rugged and bully him because he can't get out of the way now and he can't plant his feet to get the shots off. Do they think that Fury's just going to do to Usyk what he did to Chisora and Dylan White? Are you people out of your minds? I can't believe it. Absolutely can't believe it. Which brings me to the class of 2012. Somebody were going on about this class of 2012. Well, the GB team from 2012. We know which way, don't we? The ones that went to Olympics were Agogo, Campbell, Luke Campbell, Joshua, Selby, Evans, Josh Taylor, Tom Stoker. I don't think Scotty Carlisle didn't go, did he? He was Team GB though. I'm not sure on that, but I don't think he went. And I don't think Callum Smith went. Well, what has Eddie Hearn done for them lot there? Well, he didn't get Scotty Carlisle a world title. He didn't get Callum Smith a world title. Calla Suarat. He delivered for that. The Suarat. He didn't get Tom Stoker a world title. Josh Taylor, Fred Evans, Andrew Selby. And he definitely didn't get a go-go one or Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell, what has he got to his name? Has he got a British title? Has he got a world title? No. So out of all them, who did Eddie Hills deliver for? He got Anthony Joshua a world title, didn't he? Is that it? Anthony Joshua. And we know how we got that one, don't we? By default. He got that world title for Joshua by default. That world title was Tyson Fury's. They all plotted, didn't they, behind the scenes? Kathy Doover and Eddie Hills. They all plotted behind Mick Hennessey's back, didn't they? To get that IBF freed up and to get Joshua up and running. So, and if you can't get a world title for an Olympic gold medalist, you might as well pack up. So out of all that Team GB from 2012, he only really delivered for Joshua, didn't he, really? At males. That's how I look at it. So, what about all this great promoter and all this? How many world champions has Eddie Hills took to a world title from debut? Joshua. Who else? At males. Who? Anthony Joshua. Come on, there's a few. From that particular GB lot from 2012, Team GB, or them that went to Olympics, there's only Joshua. I could be wrong. But I think there's only Joshua that won a world title out of that lot that Eddie Hills were involved with. That's it. So where's this big, great promoter guy? Hey, where is he? Hey. Another thing I want to know, in the last 10 years, right, since the Cobra retired, who has been in the most 50-50 fights that's worked with Eddie Hills? Who? Do you want me to tell you? I'll tell you, Josh Warrington. Josh Warrington, because they kept saying bubble will burst today. Bubble will burst, bubble will burst. And he didn't burst, he just kept going, didn't he, Josh? He was like a little steam train, wasn't he, at the time? So, who else has been in all these 50-50s apart from Josh Warrington? They kept putting Warrington in, hey, I'll get beat today, I'll get beat today. He didn't, did he? He kept seeing them all off. So, who's been in the most 50-50s? Just Warrington, isn't it? Hardly anybody's in 50-50s. When was the last time you seen Joshua in a 50-50? I mean, people keep saying to me, Joshua's back to his best. Back to his best. Well, when were his best? When were Anthony Joshua's best? Well, it was his best win. Vladimir, 42-year-old, 18-month on settee in his 69th fight, coming off an 18-month layoff. Hey. In a life and death, well, that Joshua's best. The wheels started to come off once Vladimir put it on him. Hey? Joshua and Vladimir. That's his best win, isn't it, really? So where's his other best wins, Anthony Joshua? Andy Ruiz, rematch, a stinker. Povetkin and Pulev, do me a favour. Brazil and Eric Molina, oh my God. Franklin, Elenius, Wally. And now a 38-year-old boxer who's none and one. That's how it were at. Oh my God. And I wasn't going to rinse people today. Boxing just brings out the worst in me, doesn't it? Hey? Which brings me to Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Well, Ryan Garcia's a social media darling, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's a good-looking kid, isn't he? With a massive, massive following. He's already been flogged by Tank Davis. Why ain't Eddie trying to make the Tank Davis fight for Devin Haney? Now that De La Hoya said it's going to take a lot of money for me to come to Saudi with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia's the money. Eddie, you know that. Come on. Ryan Garcia would be giving lion's share at money. even though he ain't got a belt. I don't think Devin Haney would. People won't be paying to watch Devin Haney fight. Ryan Garcia's lot bring the pay-per-view numbers, and you know that, Eddie Hills. That's why you're trying to get him out there in Saudi. But De La Hoya's playing hardball, isn't he? They want Megado to go out there, Megado. So it's back to drawing board with Devin Haney. That's how I look at it. So people forget that Tank smashed Garcia up. Call Tank out for Devin Haney. He'll take that fight in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. All right. You know we're going to finish off on today. You know we're going to finish off on today before I get my eye in. You know we're going to finish off on Victor Conte going on about this atypical finding, right, with Beterbiev. Let me just say this. Everybody's seen the tweets that Victor Conte's put out, right? Atypical, it's called atypical inverted finding in his urine and blood, yeah? That can be done from overtraining, basically overtraining, sprinting too much, lifting too many weights, overtraining, and that's what the body does. It causes that. So I don't know why the Eddie Hills and son of Buddy, aka Paul Smigger Smith, well, they've already got a ready-made excuse for when Mundo ends up on Button Moon. They've already got a ready-made excuse. But when you get a typical finding, it's just from overtraining. That's all it is. There's no adverse findings. Now, there's probably been loads of athletes that have had atypical findings. It's just nothing. It's just run-of-the-mill stuff because they might catch him just coming out of the gym one day. But why Eddie feels the need to make this news? Is it just hype? I don't know. In that staying in a man's character, because he hasn't failed the dope test, there's no adverse finding. You know, if you went in a court of law, they say R2, Beterbiev, or whatever you want to call him. R2, did you fail a dope test with adverse findings, yes or no? And he'd say, well, no. And they say, all right, so what were it then? Oh, they found an atypical finding, which is what you get from overtraining. It's common knowledge. That's why I didn't even give any thought yesterday, but it's blown up now with all this Puppy Parsons and on Boxing Social and IFL. You know, Eddie's men going into bat against Serbia. And that's what happens, and it whips up a frenzy. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to whip up this frenzy and put it at the side of Conor Benn, saying, well, you know, atypical adverse. It's not real. They're trying to water everything down. The bottom line is, atypical finding. If I were a trainer of a fighter, I'd want them to test for that every time. Do you know why? Because it shows the training the nuts off. If anything, it's a good thing. I mean, have you seen the guy? He's a machine. He's twisting Olympic bars around with his wrist. Got one down here, the weight 20 kg. Try twisting an Olympic bar with your wrist. I'm not bothered if you're 18 stone or what were I this morning, 162 pounds like me. I can't do it. If he can do that, he's a strong bloke. But it means he's training hard, doesn't it? So that's a good thing. I bet his training camp are happy as Larry. It's not an adverse finding. And to be honest with you, if I were them, I'd start throwing legal letters at them all. But Eddie's gone into bat with his little army of gimps that chasing him around on these 5 kilometre runs. Can you imagine doing a 5 kilometre run with Eddie Hills and having to chase him about? Pretty embarrassing, that, isn't it, really? Pretty embarrassing. Running around like he's the Pied Piper. I bet he's wetting his knickers. Wetting his knickers at them all, thinking, look at these lickers chasing around after me because they want to be in my circle. Grown men. Oh, God. Well, do your 5 kilometre runs on your own like me. You don't need to chase around him. He's not an alpha male. He's not a leader of men. He's had everything done his whole life. Mr. Relentless. What's relentless about going to school in a limousine? What's relentless about going to private school in a limo every morning and coming home to a mansion? How's that relentless? He doesn't know jail. He hasn't had it hard. He doesn't know what it's like to go downstairs in the morning and there'll be no tip fridge and a family of kids there to feed and dogs to feed, cars to run, bills to pay. They don't have them normal things like us. They're not boxing people, they're money people. Boxers are pawns for these people, and when your sell-by date's gone, that's it. You mind all that? This is my new best friend. If you want to know about best friends, go and speak to Dave Allen. Ask him about Eddie Hills. He'll tell you about Eddie Hills. Oh, we probably saved that for a book, David, but there's no mates. Promoters don't do mates. They do money. All right? That is me done. So, okie dokie. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Friday, I've got that Friday feeling, even though I'm out wagging. I've got that Friday feeling, but I'm trying to be a good boy. Go on, peace out. Big shout out to my pal Buster Brun. Hope you're well. Go on, pop, pop, bang. I think I might clean my teeth now. I think they're getting dirty. What do you think, Sam Jones? Should we have a teeth off on Zoom? I'm still waiting for you, Sam. You've got no knackers. They mind sending me stupid emails, silly C-U-N-T. Come on Zoom and grow a pair. No knackers. I'll chop you down like cheese. Peace out. Cold today, innit? Ooh! Very cold. 5p piece into glass. Pop, pop, bang.